Hello there, lovely. Good afternoon, and welcome to Camnet's Lunchtime Cafe right here this afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. My name is Jos Mata. We are coming into your homes, into your offices, into your vehicle if you are watching us via our Facebook page. Thank you so much for making that decision. We are going to be together for the next 1 hour, and we're going to have two guests. But the first guest that I'm going to have on this particular program is Mr. Chiza Yamba. He is the Zambian National Speakers Association President. Are you aware, dear viewer, that today is Professional Speakers Day? Are you aware? I know you're not aware. Are you aware as well that today is National Children's Craft Day? Are you aware? Are you aware that today is Popcorn Lovers Day? And also, are you aware that today is National Potato Chip Day? And obviously, we bring these to you as Lunchtime Cafe right here on Camnet TV. Now, my guest, like I said, is Mr. Chiza Yamba. He is the Zambian National Speakers Association President, and he is here on site with me. Mr. Yamba, good to see you and welcome.
Thanks, Mr. Joe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, I was reminding our viewers out there that are they aware that there is what is known as Professional Speakers Day celebrations. Just before we even get into the nitty-gritties of our discussion, just give us a brief background about this particular day.
Thank you so much for that. I know that a lot of people are not aware about Professional Speaker Celebration Day, and so it's very important that we enlighten them where this day is coming from. Now, as Zambia National Speakers Association, we are affiliated to Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa, which is affiliated to Global Speakers Federation. Now, Global Speakers Federation is a mother of all public speaking associations worldwide. Like Kanase, Cameroon Speakers Association of Zambia, in Namibia, Professional Speakers Association of Namibia, and all others worldwide. And so in celebrating the contribution that public speakers have made worldwide, they saw it wise to come up with this day, which is the 14th of March. 14th of March every year is celebrated to commemorate, appreciate the role that public speakers have done and they're doing in our communities at national level, in politics, and across the board. So we are here as Zambia National Speakers Association joining the rest of the world in celebrating this Public Speakers Day. Very good day. And we're very happy. Okay,
fantastic. Now, dear viewer, if you're just joining us, do remember that as we navigate the art of impactful communication, these skilled individuals inspire audiences, weaving compelling narratives that resonate. Now, today we are learning and showing some love and appreciation for those who bring words of teaching, training, growth, and encouragement as we discuss celebrating Public Speakers Day. Since some of us are paid for talking, we are celebrating this day to the latter. Now, Mr. Yamba, let me find out from you. Kindly explain the motto. Don't worry about how we divide the pie. There is enough for everyone. Let's just make a bigger pie.
Thank you so much. That's a brilliant motto that we are looking at this year. We are saying, don't worry about how we divide the cake or the pie. We have enough for everyone. In short, the public speaking space is for everyone.
Okay.
It's not a preserve of a few, like only maybe the elite are public speakers or the educated are public speakers. The concept is different. This year we are saying all of us are public speakers. Now, there is no one who is born a public speaker. It is a skill that you acquire. It is a skill that you develop. It is a skill that comes with growth as you practice. And because of that reason and much more, we are saying, since we have this big cake for all of us, where all of us have a share in this cake, why can't we develop this skill? So don't worry about me being a public speaker, maybe as a pastor. Pastors need to have the skill in public speaking. Politicians need that skill more than anybody else. If you are in the corporate world, you need the skill to communicate publicly. You notice that even at home, you'll be chosen to represent the family. It's a family meeting, they say, Mr. Jokin, you say something. You need that skill. As friends and relatives, as we interact on a daily basis, we need public speaking skill. And so our theme this year is emphasizing that all of us must have this skill. And it's never too late to get the skills. Why? This is a life-changing skill. It's a game changer in your career. Give an example. You have all the qualifications, the degrees, but if in an interview you are able to bring out what you're able to bring on the table, explain yourself better, and convince the panel, because you lack the skill which is public speaking, that can hinder you from getting the job.
Okay.
I've attended meetings where someone stands up and gives a suggestion and say, look, why can't we do this and this and that? When time comes for us to choose someone who should represent us or spearhead that program, the person who spoke the loudest will be given an opportunity, not because they are the best who qualify, but because they demonstrated the ability to communicate. So public speaking is an art. Why is it an art? Because all of us in our minds and thoughts have a way in which we can communicate. And so today, it's a clarion call to everyone that we must embrace this skill. It is a must-have skill. And trust me, public speaking will take you to places you have never thought about. It will take you to places you have never dreamt about. Just this skill is enough to give you an opportunity to meet kings and queens and dine with them. So it is a skill. It's a game changer. In the IT world now, we're talking about artificial intelligence. And they're projecting in 15, 20 years, artificial intelligence will change the world forever. But one thing that you can't leave behind you is public speaking. So we all need it. Your job is public speaking. And the more you speak, the better you become. And so no one was born a public speaker. All of us are potential public speakers, and we must have this skill. Let's talk about Zambia, for example. Have you noticed that only a few want to think that it's a preserve of them? Why? Because they know that public speaking comes along with through creative monies, if I may put it that way. Let me give an example. On Tuesday, it was Youth Day. I noticed that Mr. Paddy Mukando is a media personality, was the moderator in Chipata, where the president was. Today, I'm from Taj Pamon's hotel. He is moderating there the whole day. Tomorrow, he'll be moderating at another function I'm aware of. In these three functions, trust me, he's not walking away, not less than 40,000 watch. So meaning that public speaking is lucrative. You can earn a living from it. Two, when Mr. Paddy Mukando is moderating at a function where the president is, trust me, he will rub shoulders with all the dignitaries and the senior people in life. Apart from that, it gives him an opportunity to meet the world. If you've not been to places, but because you're a public speaker, you'll be called upon to go and offer your skill. So this is a must-have skill. And so as we celebrate today, we are saying Zambia National Speakers Association is a hub of public speaking in Zambia. We are affiliated to a Professional Speakers Association in Southern Africa, who are affiliated to Global Speakers Federation. The Vice President for Global Speakers Federation, Charlotte Kemp, should be speaking this evening, and it's free of charge. Those are high-profile people who are sharing their knowledge and their experience and exposure in the public speaking world. So in a nutshell, what are we saying? We are saying the cake, the pie is big for all of us. Don't worry about how we'll share. This one will pull from this direction, the other one will get their share. If I'm a pastor, for me to communicate effectively, I must be good at public speaking. If you are a politician and your ambition is to be a leader in any community at community level, you need a skill, because you must communicate to the people what you're doing, the projects you're doing, and the good news is never too late to improve.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Yamba, if one is watching out there and they're interested in public speaking, how do they join the association?
Good news. The good news is we are based here in Lusaka, and because technology has improved, you go on your Facebook page, just search for Zambia National Speakers Association, and you're going to find it. Like the page, there are numbers where you can get us and contact us. Okay. And there are those who are thinking, look, I'm not so good at public speaking, but I want to improve. Zambia National Speakers Association is there. We conduct classes for public speaking in all different stages.
Okay.
It is a skill that you must have because it will bring value to you. And apart from that, we are credible because we are affiliated to a big organization in Southern Africa, Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa, who are affiliated to the Global Speakers Federation, the mother of all public speaking associations worldwide. So it's easy, like our page. You may not be ready today, but as long as you're following what we are doing, your interest will grow to see how others can speak fluently. And when you tell them, they'll tell you their stories of where they're coming from and how they have developed these skills and where they are. All of us have a story to tell. I was never born a public speaker, but over time I've developed the skill. Today I'll speak with easy. And people say, he's good at public speaking. No, he wasn't born like that. It's a skill that I have developed, I have grown into it, and I'm better at it. And so, there are so many of others. And by the way, the last time I checked, the highest paid public speaker was Dumisani Nube. He got about 775,000 kwacha for speaking for an occasion for less than 30 minutes. Last year, I attended the Africa Must Think conference. I think you heard about it at Hero Stadium. Yes. A gentleman who was invited from Kenya to come and speak at that event, he pocketed $30,000 for speaking for less than 30 minutes. $30,000. The lawyer who came from Botswana to speak equally went with not less than $30,000. Our own CEO, Mr. Sani Zulu, is here. Ask him how much he got. So, public speaking can be a fortune.
Okay.
It is a skill which we must grow. It's a skill which we must have. One day, we'll use it.
Okay. Now, how can one, you've talked about Dumisani Ngube, you've talked about
Sani Zulu, Padim
Mkando. These are renowned public speakers.
Yes.
They are called upon as MCs, Master of Ceremonies, or Director of Ceremonies or events. How can one develop a sustainable career through public speaking, Mr. Hamba?
Very good question. Like I've given the examples. If one can get 30,000 kwacha on one occasion speaking for less than 30 minutes, it will be likened to someone who has worked for the whole month.
Yes.
So it's a skill that you grow with, and it's a process. But when you become good at it, it's just a matter of time before it rewards you. It is a skill that requires a lot of patience. Last month, on 18th of February, marked 6 years of Zambia National Speakers Association from the time we registered it.
Okay.
So for the past 6 years, some people don't know about us, some people know about us. But in these 6 years, we can look back and smile because now we are affiliated with a big association, Professional Speakers. We are known globally. I'm an executive member of the Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa, where I attend, and I also attend other meetings which are at global level. But when we started, it was small.
Okay.
And the dream was far-fetched. But as we speak now, we are part of a national event, a global event celebration, because we've come a long way. In short, what are we saying? We're saying that the money may not be there today, but the passion to develop a public speaking may not reward you tomorrow, but it will take one day. And that is one day that will change your life, and you look back and you have a story to tell. In short, the hopes that will be better are real. People are earning a lot from public speaking skills. And you know, it's just like a complementary skill, because you could be an accountant. And that is a skill that's a profession. When you add this skill in public speaking, it exposes you more. Let me make a quotation of one of the 6th billionaires worldwide, Warren Buffett. He says, when you walk in my office, you will not find any qualifications hanging on the walls, but you will find one qualification hanging on the wall. What's that qualification? Public speaking qualification. A certificate he attended for only 4 weeks, which is 1 month, but it has been hanging in his office for more than 15 years. When he was asked at a Colombian university, why is that public speaking certificate hanging on his wall, the billionaire says, this is a game changer. He was asked, advise the youth, what skills do they need in the 21st century? He said 2 skills. The first one is public speaking skills. The second one is to be an effective communicator. almost one and the same thing. I'm very strong about it, and I believe that public speaking is a game changer. Why? It is because it gives you opportunities that are unlimited.
Okay.
Sorry to say, ZRI will be on me. Sometimes the money earned from public speaking is untaxed. Because Mr. Joe will be called, hey, Mr. Joe, we need an MC here, come. We reach there, okay, how much? We agreed 5 pin. Immediately there on the table. There will be no time that Mr. Joe will say, no, on a lighter note. But the thing is, this is hard-earned cash. We may not get there today. We may not get there tomorrow. But our resolve and our belief is one day we'll be there. And we'll look back on how resilient we were and the dream which was bigger. I can tell you the truth. One of these fine days, Zambia National Speaker Association will be the hub of public speaking in Southern Africa. And I will invite you. Come and see what I said, what we talked about. Why? It is because the dream is big, and we, the dream carriers, are strong about it. It may be long, yes, but it's coming to pass.
Okay, fantastic. Now, what is the role of Zambia National Speakers Association in the observance of Public Speakers Celebrations Day?
Thank you very much. What we are doing now as Zambia National Speaker Association is we are playing our role. Sensitize the people. Mr. Joe is a public speaker, I'm a public speaker. Today we have teamed up to sensitize people to know that public speaking is the way to go. You have all the qualifications, very good, but you need this skill. I have seen in the public offices, and these are facts where you have a very good position, but you are shivering to speak in public. You need the skill. You have the money, but they'll call you to speak at a funeral session. You're shivering to speak. You need the skill. So it is a skill that we all need. The rich and the poor, coming from very disadvantaged backgrounds, but because you're able to articulate on the radio, you're able to articulate at church, they'll appoint you one day to be our secretary. The next time the reverend will say, no, she has got very good skills. Why can't we do this with her? So it is a skill that we must have. And the good news about this public speaking skill, it is not a preserve of the few. All of us can access this cake, as our theme is saying today, where we can have this skill, grow it, nurture it, it will pay. Some it has paid them today, others it is paying them tomorrow. Some it will take long, but one thing we know, it is a skill. There are people, I have been flown out of the country to speak. I have moved with my family within Lusaka, outside Lusaka, just to speak. And when I go there, Mr. Joe, it's everything paid for. Including opening the door. We are used to the door. Just for speaking. Now look at it this way. They have paid for you to go there. VIP treatment on top of speaking for 30 minutes. I've given you examples where people speak for less and they are paid for more. It is projected that public speaking will be one of the highest earners. A gentleman called Swanika is Ghanaian. He was documented by Forbes as one of the influential millionaire, young influential millionaire in Africa. Okay. He said, the day that I introduced public speaking on my package, my earnings doubled. Barack Obama now and the Obamas, for you to call them to speak on any occasion, he's the former president. He is paid not less than $400,000. Okay. You can read worldwide. Public speaking is a game changer. At our level, even if we are getting 1,000, Mr. Joe, if we call you to speak tomorrow, 1,000 kwacha, you can buy back of millennium and fuel. Of course. Yes. So in a year's time, that 1,000 will be 3,000. In 2 years' time, you'll be worth 10,000 just for speaking. Cool. By the way, public speaking cannot be your main area, but it can be something that you carry along with. Okay. There will be one day that it pays you for. Okay. Now, any words of encouragement to the public out there? There's a young man, there's an older lady, or a gentleman out there getting and obviously absorbing and assimilating what you are talking about, Mr. Yambahi, and they're saying, what can I do to be a good public speaker? And what could be a word of encouragement to the general public watching us right now? First and foremost, I'd like to say the temptation to give up is universal. We are tempted to give up on our dreams. And one fact that is true is People are going through different challenging moments on a daily basis, and they're tempted to give up on their dreams. The first encouragement is, whoever is watching us live today, don't give up on your dream. It may take long, but one day it will come true. The hope for our dreams must be alive. No matter how long it takes, these hopes must be alive, and the belief that these hopes will come to pass, that we must keep alive. Secondly, public speaking is a game changer.
Okay.
When we have gone and our children come after us, we look forward for a time when Zambian children will be able to stand in class, will be able to stand at any occasion and speak publicly, communicate. Public speaking is all about communicating without a problem. And so all of us need this skill at whatever level, because even if you are retired, at church you want to communicate. Even if you're a Christian, at church you want to communicate. We have had meetings, family meetings, where the elders at the meeting, they said, oh, please, what is your contribution? You can't hear what he's saying. Meaning it is the skill. So we are here, Zambia National Speaker Association. I don't want to be selfish. We have other speaking engagement that Toastmasters. They also offer public speaking. Now we have YouTube, we have social media. There are so many people who are training public speaking. Outlet Communications in Livingstone is one of the best leading public speaking trainers in Zambia. Apart from that, we as Zambia National Speaker Association, we are the umbrella. There are a lot of professional speakers in Zambia. They are doing a great job. But as an umbrella organization, we are there to support. Contact us. We have the details of who can help. Even ourselves, we train a lot of public speakers. And when we train you, you practically have to do it because it's part of you. Lastly, this is what I want to say. Public speaking is a skill that will take you to places you've never been. Public speaking is a skill that is rewarding, undoubtedly. Public speaking is a skill that is a game changer. And it's a skill that you look back and appreciate because you live with it. You speak with ease. Zambians must not give up. Politicians need the skill. Church leaders need the skill. The technocrats need the skill. Every one of us need the skills. In the schools, let's introduce this career-changing skill. It doesn't matter. I'm a marketer by profession myself. And as a marketer by profession, when I add my public speaking skills, it makes sense. You're a journalist by profession. When you add your public speaking skills, it makes sense. A teacher by profession, it makes sense. A nurse, it makes sense. Someone who's working in the hotel industry as a waiter, they need a skill. So we all need this public speaking skill. We just need to make a decision today and make a step to move forward. Let me introduce myself to this. There's nothing difficult about public speaking skills. You don't need to be a grade 12. You just need to know how to talk like all of us. Then from there, we will pick it up from there and see how we can help you grow your public speaking skills.
Okay, Mr. Chiza, on that note, let me thank you more sincerely for coming through, and obviously we can only wish you all the best as Zambia National Speakers Association. As you commemorate this particular day, the Public Speakers Day celebrations.
For me, today has been a busy day, and I'm grateful that Camnet TV invited us to come and enlighten our community, our people about public speaking. It's very important skill that it will change the lives of our children. And so today, let me not say I've been trotting on TV stations and radio stations to make sure that we celebrate our day. I have done that and I'm doing it passionately, and I still have a long day ahead of me. But most importantly, this is a must-have skill. Our children must have it in our homes. Our wives must have it. Families must develop this skill. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. And I'm very sure it may not reward today, but it will reward. And Zambia should never give up. Let's keep pushing. Our hopes are alive. Some days are good, some days are bad. But one thing that we know very well is where the Lord has led us from, the future is very bright. And because the future is bright, we are not giving up today on our dreams. We're not giving up on our families. We're not giving up on our children. We're not giving up on our parents. We as a country will remain united in the hopes of tomorrow. That one day our children will stand with fellow children and stand and sing of Zambia as our national anthem themselves. Proud and free. Why? Because we as our parents who came before our children did a good job. And I know that my children will be happy that our father was strong on public speaking because it is a game changer.
Okay. Okay, fantastic.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I can see you're drooling with passion there.
This is my passion.
Thank you so much. I'm able to tell, and hopefully you, the viewer out there, you are also able to tell. But in conclusion, let me wish the viewers out there and all the professional public speakers a happy Professional Speaker Celebrations Day. And also, kindly note that today is also National Learn About Butterflies Day. Were you aware? I know you're not aware. And also National Children's Craft Day and Popcorn Lovers Day, as well as National Potato Chip Day. Thank you so much for tuning in. We go on a break. When we come back, we're joined by another guest. This was my guest, first session of the Lunchtime Cafe right here on Camnet TV, Mr. Chiza Yamba. He is the Zambia National Speakers Association President. We'll go on a break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impassioned news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
It's time! Camnet TV brings to you an exciting kid show called My Creation. Join me, Sarah Chandamangazage, to interact with kids with special skills and talents between the age range of 9 to 17. This show will come to you every Saturday at 13:30 on Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point of sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Okay, thank you so much for still joining us on the Lunchtime Cafe right here on Camnet TV. We are glad that you could still be with us this particular afternoon. Now, like we said, in our second edition or session of the interview, we feature, now he is what I may call a Matero constituency enthusiast. He has gone viral through helping the vulnerable, the widows, the orphans in Matero constituency. This is a man that has strived to help young people to stay away from detrimental vices such as drug abuse and alcohol abuse in Matero constituency through sports, through organizing tournaments, and he is here with us. However, on the other side, he is the governing UPND Lusaka District Chairperson, and I'm talking about Mr. Savius Ndaba. Mr. Ndaba, good to see you and welcome.
Good to see you, Wasmat. Muchwani won that.
We kept Chile. We two men spring Chile.
You won that. I hope I'm doing it right.
You're doing it right. Fantastic.
I hope I'm doing it right.
No, you're doing it right, Mr. Ndaba, and it's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's actually a pleasure. The pleasure is mine.
Okay.
To be back home at Camnet. Yeah, I think I was once here. It's been a while, but basically it's good to be here, and hi to the viewers out there.
And home is home.
Indeed, home is home. Home is home.
Okay, now let's get into it, Mr. Ndaba. First of all, Lusaka District, we are coming from a day that was designed for the youths, and I'm trying to find out, since you are actively involved with working with young people and encouraging young people to stay away from detrimental vices. But let me find out from you, the theme, Zambia Tsigisti, be the change. How are you helping young people to live this particular theme as opposed to just mere pronouncements?
Thank you so much, Tapero. I think first and foremost, I really love the theme for this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I really love the theme for this year, and on its own, it sends a message to the young people. And for me, my advice to the young people is that let us present ourselves in such a manner that the elderly ones should see sense in us. I think it's high time that even the age at which one becomes president, we should lower it down. If we go back in the unique era when our late founding father, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, became president of this country, he was in his 40s.
Yes.
Some of the youngest diplomats we had then, they were in their 20s. But you find that the youth of today, actually, we become, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I would say we become mature youths. Where you're at 50 and you're still being referred to as
a youth.
As a youth. So I think the theme for this year poses a challenge to us young people.
Okay.
Let us show our sense of responsibility. Let us show our relevance in society. And also let us show that we are ready to be given the mantle of leadership.
Okay.
Other than in a state where we are always given instructions, no, can we do this, can we do that? Every time we are crying for a pack of the opaque beer, every time we are crying for a bottle of Tujiri. I think it's high time we put some value on ourselves as young people. We put some value on ourselves as young people, because basically even in general life, Tapero, you agree with me that if you don't put a value on yourself as an individual, no one else will take you serious.
True.
So you first need to take yourself serious, and the next person will be able to identify and say, oh, okay, Joe there is showing signs of being a responsible person, and they'll give you roles, responsible roles to play in society. So summing up our theme for this year, I think it poses a challenge to us young people
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Ndaba, you on the other hand have gone viral. I was discussing this with my producers earlier before you came in. You have gone viral on different social media platforms, different WhatsApp blogs, in helping the youths, organizing tournaments, football tournaments for them in Matero constituency.
Yes.
We have seen pictures, images of you helping the vulnerable, the widows, the orphans in Matero constituency. Where is this passion coming from? Are you a resident of Matero? Where is this passion coming from?
First and foremost, Joe, you'll be glad to know that I'm born and bred in Matero. Right up in the capital of Matero, which is George Compound. And the small part of the umbilical cord that remains and dries off was actually buried in George Compound.
In George Compound.
So that's how deep.
Okay.
That's how deep I'm connected to George Compound. I went to a school called Kizito, and if you don't know Kizito Primary School in Matero, then you don't know Matero.
It's like that.
Yes. If you don't know Kizito Primary
then you
School,
don't know Matero.
Then you don't know Matero. Matero is Kizito is a very old school that I don't know how old it is because it's even older than me. Yeah, so I went to that school, brought up in Matero, grew up in Matero, still staying in Matero. And I'm driven by the fact that the change that I want to see in Matero should start with me.
Okay.
The change that I want to see in Matero should start with me. And therefore, I'm privileged that I managed to go up to tertiary level in terms of education. And the people that took me to school, indirectly, are people of Matero. My father was I would say, he was a small businessman in Matero.
In Matero?
Yes.
Okay.
He was a small businessman in Matero, and obviously, the returns that we would get from that business, that is the money that took us to school. So in a way, on the other hand, I would feel that it's also my responsibility to give back to the community that took me to school and the community that has made me to be who I am today.
Okay.
Sure.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about the tournaments that you have been organizing before we come to you addressing the plight of the widows and vulnerable children in Matero constituency. Let's talk about the tournaments. How are these tournaments helping young people to stay away from engaging in illicit behaviors, Mr. Ndab?
Indeed. Joe, let's start it from this background. We have a team called George United.
Okay.
George United is actually in Division 3. And on the table, we are somewhere between number 9 and number 10.
Okay.
And I happen to be the president of that club.
Wow.
I happen to be the president of that club.
Okay.
We've been pushing with the small coins that we have, making sure that we fulfill the fixtures. And here we are today, and that's the background that I'm coming from. These tournaments that we've been propagating and making sure that they take place, it keeps our youths busy. It keeps our youths busy. Also, not only that, it's a platform that we have made so that the bigger teams can come and scout for the young ones.
Okay.
So that they can improve their skill or apply their trade at another level. So in as much as we do it for social, entertainment, but I think it's a multifaceted thing that we do. Of course, number one, our guys don't remain idle in the compounds so that they engage in illicit deals, illicit drinking, illicit smoking. We make them to get busy by being at the pitch. Number two, we want the guys, those that are talented in football, they can be able to be bought, and we've got, and fortunate enough, we've achieved that. We've got some boys that are now playing for these other bigger clubs coming from our school of thought, which is the hosting of these tournaments. Okay. So, not only that, I think I also want to give hope to the young ones to say that, look, guys, if I can push and do such kind of things in the compound, then we can be many of us that can do this. It's also a source of inspiration to my other guys that are in the compound to say, this guy, we grew up together. There are guys that will come to the pitch and they'll be telling the young ones, say, we sat on the same desk with this guy. Despite him trying to push stuff that he's pushing now, but which just inspires other people to do better than they're doing in the community.
Okay. Now, let's come to the issue that has to do with the vulnerable, the widows and orphans.
Indeed.
And this obviously is in public domain, Mr. Ndaba. Where do you get the passion from? Where do you draw your motivation from? What drives you to look out for the vulnerable and disadvantaged in society?
I went to, like I mentioned, I went to Kizito Primary School. And at that school, you know, when you get into a classroom, you get into a school situation, you mix, regardless of family background. Yes. So it was in that space where I could see, you know, my colleagues coming to school without a pair of shoes. My colleagues coming to school with a torn uniform for the whole good year. So I'm coming from a background where I know what it is like. And I share with people not because I've got plenty, but because I know how it feels not to have. So that's what drives me to like say, hey, I know where this is coming from. I've felt it before, I've experienced it before. So in a small way, we try to fill in the gap, fill in the spaces so that everybody else, we might not make everyone feel good, but those few that are privileged at that time, at least they might go back home or sleep with a smile on their faces.
Okay. Now let's look at the challenges that residents in George, in Matero, Kwadesai are currently facing. What are some of the challenges, Mr. Ndaba? And seeing that you are offering a helping hand, what are some of these challenges and how are you trying to address them?
Yeah, mostly the challenges, of course, Kwadesai, there's Kwadesai, you know, there's Kwad Georgie, there's also Chiwolia on the other hand. Mind you, do you know that we've got Chiwolia in George, in Matero?
I've heard so.
Yeah, we've got Chiwolia.
I hope it's not the counterfeit Chiwolia.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's just the semblance of the names, but the arrangement there is different.
Oh, it's different.
Yes, the arrangement there is different. At least Chiwolia Chakwa Georgie, you won't find drugs. You won't find.
There's a bit of some sanity.
No, there's some sanity there.
Okay.
There's some sanity. Yeah. So there's Desai, there's Chiwolia, there's Deep George, there's Komalegeni, there's Komangwinji. You know. So it's a huge shanty.
Okay.
It's a huge shanty. Unplanned settlement. That's also challenging.
Oh.
Yes, that's also challenge number one. Unplanned settlement. The settlement there is haphazard.
Okay.
The settlement there is haphazard, and you find that, okay, obviously, number one, of course, levels of unemployment amongst the youths. That's also there. Secondly, sanitation. Because of haphazard, the settlement pattern, you find that it's difficult. There are no proper toilets. It's also difficult even to sink boreholes to alleviate the issues of water because there are a lot of pit latrine toilets around the area. Yeah, even sometimes, you know, we have challenges where maybe you would find that one of the citizens has passed on and the house is right in the middle. A vehicle cannot maneuver to get to where the dead body could be. Or even pregnant mothers. You know, even pregnant mothers, it's difficult maybe for you bring a young girl, you say, oh, someone is expecting. You bring a young girl to say, let's carry them. You'll have to carry them on your hands or use a wheelbarrow.
From home?
Yes, from the house up to where it's accessible. The road is accessible with the what? With a motor vehicle. So those are the challenges that we have. Only I wish that, I think, government, the UPND administration has actually started trying to reorganize these shanty compounds. And I'm praying that the citizens will appreciate, because government means well for them. We need to open up these compounds. At least open them up so that there's accessibility, so that a lot of things can come in because once it's closed, it's difficult to bring in even water, to bring in even electricity itself. It's a bit tricky. So we need to open up these compounds. And also, I've been encouraging the young ones. I've been encouraging my colleagues to say, look, guys, I think it's high time we started thinking outside the box. Because every time people will be going to school, and the next thing they want is to get a white-collar job. So I've been encouraging my fellow young people in the compound, say, guys, let's think outside the box. What can you do with yourself other than looking for a job elsewhere? And I'm glad also that at least the New Dawn administration, through various forums, is trying to empower the youth. We've got CDF that is also helping people to acquire certain skills, and it's sponsoring. We've got CDF that is giving out grants. We've got CDF that is giving out loans. At least I'm happy that the New Dawn government is trying to counter some of these things that we are facing in these shanty compounds. But God willing, if this continuity is there, and there's also the willingness on part of the political will, I think someday we'll get somewhere.
Okay. Now, having said that and having highlighted the challenges in material constituents, for instance, and talking about the plight of the young people, the youths. When today you were at the showgrounds, just for those that do not know, I know, and a few of my producers know, but for those that do not know, why were you at the showgrounds today?
At the showgrounds, I was at the showgrounds where CEEC, which is Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, is giving out vehicles to those who applied, more especially to do with the transport sector.
Okay.
Yes, those that applied in the transport sector, CEC has acquired those vehicles for them, and today they are officially handing them over to the successful applicants. But also, let me take this opportunity to tell the young people that, you know, I think the culture of handouts, Joe, yes, we can help each other, 50 kwacha, 10 kwacha, but it should not be the norm.
Okay.
It should not be the norm. This government, the New Dawn administration, at least has brought in a lot of facilities, and they've been publicly put in public domain so that every other citizen can participate. So I'm encouraging young people as an attestation of what is happening today at showgrounds, where people are being given. It's also young people, by the way. It's young people, it's the youths that are being empowered in form of small vehicles. Others applied for buses, others applied for light trucks. I don't know if you've seen the pictures. All those vehicles are there. And people from across the country, it's not only in Saka, it's people from across the country that are being empowered at showgrounds, and it's being conducted there by Honorable Minister of Youth, Mr. Honorable Nkandri. Honorable Elvis Nkandri, yes. So I'm encouraging you to say, let's have ourselves registered in some sort, either it's a cooperative, either it's a company, so that there's a traceable way in which we can be assisted by our government.
Okay. Now, for some of the youths out there that might be skeptical, or some members of the public out there, Mr. Ndawa, that might be skeptical in saying, Mr. Ndawa, obviously, he's a Lusaka district chairperson for the governing UPND, and obviously, most of the people that are getting those buses or those light trucks or those cars are UPND youths, and a common word that is used is cadres. Cadres are the ones that are getting those vehicles. What could be your word?
Tapelo, if I said, if we are going to grade each other by political affiliation, I think we are not going to be fair. Regardless of myself being affiliated to the UPND, I'm Zambian. The biggest criterion that is used for you to qualify for anything is you are what? You are Zambian.
Okay.
Secondly, whoever meets the classified criteria in the application of whatever facility, and you meet the required standard, you are eligible.
Regardless of your political affiliation?
Regardless of your political affiliation.
Okay.
Because I'll give you examples, John. Look at the many by-elections that we've had in the recent past. We've had by-elections in Wapula, we've had by-elections in Mchinga, We've had by-elections, ward by-elections more especially, in the northern province,
Okay.
which is perceived to be a stronghold of the opposition political party. The reason why we've been having these by-elections there is because councillors that stood there have been selected to be teachers, have been selected to go in the army, yet they were PF candidates.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say here is that as long as you're a Zambian, you're eligible, you qualify, it doesn't look at the face which political party you're coming from. The system will easily pick you. But to say that holistically everything is being given to UPND members or cadres, I think that would be wrong. I'm district chairman myself. I never participated in the CEC application of any light truck or bus or anything, and my name is not there. But I'm district chairman. Being selfish, if I wanted, then definitely I would have benefited.
Okay.
Yes, but because I never applied, others who applied, there are also some UPND who applied, but they never met the required standard and they've been left out. So whoever has applied and they qualify, they are eligible, regardless of the political face that you look at.
Okay.
Yes.
And your last words to the general public out there, our viewers, and also the residents of Matero constituency.
I think to the residents of Matero constituency, Joe, you would want to know that politically active, I started in 2008. 2011, I stood as a councillor in Lima Ward, which is Deep George compound of Matero. After that, fast forward 2016, I started eyeing the MPship for the constituency.
In Matero constituency?
In Matero constituency, yes. Unfortunately, the party has got its own systems of adopting people. My other colleague was adopted.
Okay.
I never stopped helping out in a small way that I could. I never stopped doing whatever activities that I've been doing.
Okay.
2021 came. Again, I aspired, which I did very well in the primaries, for your own information.
Okay.
Yes. Unfortunately, like I said, politics being what it is, somebody else was given the adoption certificate.
Okay.
So I think 2026 is coming. I've always been there for the constituency. It's up to the people of Matero to decide whether they want me on the ballot or they don't want me on the ballot. Of course, I might have my own aspirations, but the ultimate say comes to the general populace. General populace will ultimately decide what they are going to do with you. But all I can say is I'm game.
Okay.
I'm ready for the mantle, and I'm ready to save the people of Matero. I grew up in that space, and I think ever since so far, we've had members of parliament that have come and gone, but the face of Matero does not change. This is what drives me to say I need to make a difference in my constituency. I've been in the constituency for more than 40 years now.
Wow.
I've been in the constituency for more than 40 years now. So I think, and I've seen a lot, I can name them all. From the time that at least I could be able to tell that, okay, this is our MP. Yeah, I could name them. No one has left Matero a different place. Matero is still the same, both in terms of infrastructure, in terms of human capital, in terms of just the general outlook. We are still the same. It pains me, Joe, when I still see women carrying buckets of water on their heads this time and age.
60 years of independence.
Where are our members of parliament? Roads get damaged whilst we have sitting members of parliament. We have councillors there, but roads will get damaged and we'll wait, start lobbying for funding for a road that was already there to be refunded again. So why not be proactive to avoid such occurrences to happen? So I'm simply saying Servius is available, is offering his services together, not just alone, but together with the community, so that we can make a change in our constituency. Matero is very well known in the country. Everywhere you go in Zambia,
a city within a city.
A city within a city. But basically, you know, we should never be known for wrong reasons. Recently, I'm sure you're aware, young guys were gunned down by the police. That way from Matero. That is very unfortunate. You know, Matero should not make news for the wrong reasons. Let's make news for the right reasons.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Xavier Sindawa, on that score, let me thank you more sincerely for coming through. I know you have a busy schedule, but at least you found time to come and be with us on the Lunchtime Cafe. Thank you so much.
Joe, the pleasure is mine. I'm really humbled for having featured me on your radio, on your TV. Please feel free every time you need us to talk about national issues. We need to talk about the constituency. We are a country at large. Anything we need to talk about, let's talk to our citizens and let them know what is happening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Ndaba. Okay, and thank you, the viewer out there, the major stakeholder in the Lunchtime Cafe. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you for choosing us amongst many. Now, before we go, or as we go, we'll leave you with the forgotten stories that took place on this particular day, 14th of March, but it might have taken place in 2021, 2022, or 2023. We'll leave you with this particular story so that we can be able to refresh your memory. Now, on behalf of the entire production team, my director, Mr. Elijah Chifita, and of course, my producer as well, I have been your host, Joe Smarter is my name. We'll see you when you see us. Good afternoon and God bless.
Events continue to unfold in the build-up to the 12 August general elections as various political parties get their troops ready via the adoption process, which has seen new entrants vying for leadership. However, the former ruling party is again a subject of political wrangles. And this is a group calling itself the Operation Save Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, MMD. They claim to have the numbers compared to the MMD led by Dr. Nevas Mumba and Operation Save MMD General Secretary Raphael Nakachinda has vowed to stop the party convention slated for Saturday, 20th March 2021 at all costs. He says Dr. Mumba's mandate has expired, adding that it is regrettable that he declared himself a sole candidate ahead of the convention. And Mr. Nakachinda says the forthcoming convention is illegal as the party did not hold elections at lower organs.
We're going to stop that convention at all costs. And definitely, when we succeed in stopping that convention, other decisions will be made following that development. Now, like I said, we have been to court before. There are matters that have not yet been resolved. So, in that case, I'm sure you have seen the multitudes of people here. These are just basically a drop in the MMD ocean of many members across the country who are the sum total of what MMD is all about.
Meanwhile, Mr. Nakachinda says the National Executive Committee meeting that was attended by various members made a number of resolutions, including working with the Patriotic Front.
And on this one, we want to make it clear. We are supporting the Patriotic Front on the condition that a presidential candidate for 2021 general election is President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Number 3, we give a mandate to His Excellency President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu to deploy our members of parliament, our councillors, our council chairpersons, and MMD structures and its leadership in a manner that will make the campaigns effective, to attain the much desired results of more than 50% plus 1 in the first round.
But MMD spokesperson Kefas Mukuka has maintained that Mr. Nakachinda has no say on the affairs of the party as he remains expelled, adding that a convention will go ahead as scheduled.
So, Mr. Nakachinda actually is going nowhere. You may wish to know that he is not our member, and I'm emphasizing here, insisting that he is not our member. In yesterday's meeting, we were 50 of us, okay? Because the NEC of the party is supposed to consist of 68 members. So we were 50. And this tells you that our members are serious. And we are going ahead with our national convention because there's nothing wrong we have done. For him who is not actually our member to be telling us what to do.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The National Chairperson Mobilization has just officially opened the provincial conference here in Eastern Province, and we have just dissolved the old executive and we are going into elections. We said before we go ahead, you speak to the delegates, and I wanted to report to you that they have unanimously agreed that after this election, they are going flat out to grow NDC, and they are not ready to go and work for UPND, who wanted us to go and field all our candidates on UPND. They are supporting you, and they just want to hear your voice. You are on loud, Mr. President, sir.
Good morning, Eastern Province Executive and Eastern Province structures. I want to thank you for being magnanimous and refuse people who have always wanted to use other people for their own personal and tribal gain. As your leader, I would not want to support a grouping that is going to divide this country. We formed NDC to serve the people of Zambia, to give them hope, and to unite them. But there is a certain political party which just believes in themselves and where they come from. When we went to work with them, we said, where I come from, they say, when people are saying these people are like this, these people are like this, you better go and be close to them and really find out if you can help to change them. But I can tell you, I failed. Because even some of the people that were with from NDC, pretending to be NDC, were actually UPND. And they wanted to sell NDC to the highest bidder, which I could not accept as your leader.
Police officers have a constitutional duty to enforce laws to safeguard public security and order. Therefore, they should be given space to do their job. Thuggery conduct, such as the one exhibited by political cadres in Kitwe, shall not be tolerated by my command, and I want all those that were involved in the fracas to be dealt with accordingly. I further call on officers to remain firm on the ground and ensure that all forms of lawlessness is immediately thwarted by bringing to book all offenders. Police officers are reminded to always carry with them policing equipment which government has procured for them, such as long batons, handcuffs, and tear gas canisters, whenever they are on duty, and should use them when situations demand. I'm advising political party leaders to tame their members and ensure that they engage in responsible and peaceful politics as stipulated in Article 60, subsection 3b of the Constitution, as opposed to the exhibited thuggery behavior. The Zambia Police Service will not tolerate anyone that would deliberately disregard provisions of the law under the guise of politics, and people should not complain of intimidation when officers react. Those that will be found wanting will be dealt with firmly within the confines of the law.
So I'm appealing to those police officers, overzealous police officers, can you stop this? You can't bring down UPN where it's reached now. Leave us. Yesterday, those who are casuals, they were celebrating on their way. Those who are workers, they were celebrating on their way. Even as the use of UPN, we were celebrating on our way. Across the country. But why do you want to choose on the UPN of Copper Bead? You want to arrest them. You put them in the cells. It's for what? I want to make an emphasis that can you stop that strategy you are using with the PF? You stop it now. All political parties should go on the ground and campaign. Let's not use the system of the police to come and clamp down the UPN. And I want to assure you and across the country that the UPN youths are ready to form government. We are ready to form government. We are not going to allow an individual who is an officer who is being used by a cadre in PF to come and bring chaos to us. We are saying no to it. We are not a violent party. We have distanced ourselves, we have said no to it, but it's like we want to force the UPND by doing wrong things. We don't want that. Let's concentrate on the things which brings food on the table, which gives young people employment, which gives early input to the young people in the rural part of Zambia. That's what we want to see. Then every time we wake up, it is police. Wake up, police. Wake up, police. What's that?
This country was founded on the pretext of democratic principles with which Zambians have every right to express themselves. It's by law that I should express myself. That which I do not see fit and that does not appeal to the majority poor, I have to stand out and speak for the Zambian people. If I do that, the law that is only applied, it's like it's Animal Farm. That's what we are experiencing right now. There is a certain piece of legislation that is for others and another for others. Yet we are all Zambians. We can't continue like that. We demand that Leslie Chikusi, as we move on tomorrow, please, can the police service apply the law justly? This man has been in custody for more than 14 days.
Conflict resolution institutions need to command the confidence of the public as they assist in addressing grievances of the conflicting parties. The public can only go before these institutions if they believe that their grievances will be addressed in an impartial manner that allows for justice to prevail. When the public lose confidence and trust in conflict resolution institutions, such as the judiciary, the likelihood that they would use the streets through violent means to address their grievances increase, and when this happens, it provides a basis for a hot conflict or civil strife. SACOD therefore appeals to all political leaders, individuals and political parties to desist from engaging in violent communication against the judiciary or indeed any other institution of governance, as this contributes to the erosion of public confidence in these institutions of governance. One of the main reasons Zambia has maintained and sustained her peace is because citizens, either from the ruling or opposition parties, have always preferred to use conflict resolution institutions such as the judiciary to resolve their differences amicably and peacefully, and this should remain the case. In countries where citizens have stopped using established institutions to resolve their grievances, wars have characterized these societies. It is therefore welcome that the ruling PF top leadership have distanced themselves from such violent communication, and we hope that this remains the case before, during, and after.